since I made it maybe an accusation. Not, but a potential accusation publicly, then I have really no choice but to kind of not retract it, but clarify publicly. Sorry, I'm trying not to be on YouTube. So especially if you're still in Arkansas and your dad is in the hospital, I know it might seem cold, but like, how many years am I going to wait? How many years I'm going to wait for you to just say, oh yeah, that ain't the way. Okay. Oh, now I have my sanity. Thank you. That's it. Do you understand? We know exactly what y'all doing when you won't admit. It ain't about nothing else but keeping us insane, isolating us like in our own insanity because you just won't like admit to the obvious. Admit to the obvious, not for any other reason, not for punishment, not even for I'm sorry. Just yes, that's not the way, is it? Man, that was an error. Like, thank you. I'm not insane. That's all. That's it. Do you understand? And your refusal to do that, that reveals everything about who you are and your intent. Just say, you're not going to, just say something. Just say, oh yeah, those things, this, that, those few things, at least like, yes, that's exactly what happened. And I don't care. You don't even have to be ashamed of it. Just like, and just, just say like, I did that, but in retrospect, I realized that's not the way, is it? I'm like, it probably isn't. But that's for you to decide. Just now I have my sanity. Thank you. That's all. That's all you got to do. Not just deflecting with the same old perpetual line. I don't need this shit. Every time it's time for you to say, oh yeah, that's not the way. You say, I don't need this shit. Because I know you just need to ride, you want me to just like stop my life as usual and serve you and take you to your father like you give a fuck. Now you might, I don't know. If you gave a fuck, why didn't you, if either one of y'all cared about each other, y'all wouldn't have done this to each other. Y'all don't care about each other. You're saying he is his father. He is his father. Duh. I say I know it sounds cruel, but you know that. He's the very thing he always complains about. He is his father. He defies his mother by telling you what he does to others is not your business. That's why you can always say, you don't know. I'm not aware of this. I'm not aware of that. Exactly. That's the problem. That's not his mother. His mother would protect the most vulnerable person in the cove on the street. Now I'm referring to where they lived. That's who I perceived of his mother. That's why I identified with her as my second mother. She seemed more like my mother than my mother. Seemed like more my mother than his mother. I have no idea. I don't feel that way right at the moment because I'm kind of, I don't really, it's okay. I'll forget the past. It's about this being accurate just at the moment and lately because it's like, man, did you have to bring him to the temple? And I use it loosely because that's the name of the school. Sorry. I'm probably, so that wasn't the full name of it, but it's like, I'm using that loosely, like, cause it's like, why did you bring him to the temple? Yeah, you could bring the younger one maybe, but you had to bring him? Huh? Okay, let's see. That's okay. And again, the thing is, this is about no problem. Yes, do you understand? No problem. It never was. I was like, hey, I'm aware of all this. Y'all could have stopped any time. Like, no, I'm not going to. I don't need this shit. That's not going to cut it anymore. I never did cut it. But that deflecting, that rattling that he does to you, that rattling he does to you ain't going to cut it no more. It never really worked on me, but especially without him being on a drug, that ain't phasing me whatsoever. So I'm not going to be stewing in cruelty that is, that I haven't actually initiated. I have not been cruel at all. Just instead of saying, that your father is in critical condition in the hospital and you still can't break down and say, damn, that just wasn't right, was it? So, sorry about that. Like, here's your sanity. You're not insane. What does it take to get you to come clean? either of y'all. So again, so there's a reason why I don't want to. I mean, I want someone else to do something, and if I had a large following, I almost couldn't do this. That's why I need low subscription count so I can do this. This platform is very specific and limited in its function. Always was. It never was intended to have an audience of any size whatsoever, and that remains. Ow, my foot crawling up, foot cramping up on me. Yeah, it's the calf. It's it's that leg, and I don't know, like that's the leg she has a steel rod in. Does that mean thing is, that doesn't mean anything. I know y'all I heard that little thing y'all was at me, or he's at me with. I mean, what was that about? Huh? That's again, we're going retro. You can't go retro. So I want you to move on as well, meaning release yourself. You can release yourself by just letting it out. Oh yeah. Not that. That's why he tells you what he does is not your business. So he can get away with murder. Duh. Why? I mean, that's always just I never accepted that nonsense. What do you mean? You claim to be some kind of higher type being with bigger magic than others, whatever that means, and this, that, and the other, and you're going somewhere the others aren't going, and you don't care what your counterpart does to the public. You hide, you deflect, and it's not your business when it is more than your business. Shall he go rape and pillage on the way home, and you're gonna hop in his lap? You're gonna hop in his lap just the same? You don't do that. Meaning it is your business. It's always the counterpart's business. You can't go murdering the neighborhood and then come home and hop in bed with each other. Oh, that's my man there. Okay, but I don't. This is your business. What you're gonna do with this? But it's that line. I don't. God did the most arrogant. I mean, I thought he was arrogant. I don't need this shit. Inconceivable how that could come out of your mouth. Sorry, I ain't got time to be nice right now. So this is a template for those that have done this to others. This is an isolated story. I'm not telling you I am a victim and meh. No, this is an isolated story for those who've had similar stories. What else could it be? I want to move on.